Here we are for episode 3 of cool camera equipment that you can get under $50 on Amazon today. This is a new series we just started a couple of months ago. It's a monthly series, kind of like what the tech tubers tend to do with tech equipment, but we're going to focus on camera equipment. So I've got 5 pieces of gear that I'm super excited to share with you. Let's just get right into it. First up is probably one of the most important pieces of equipment that you can actually get for your camera, and something that is often overlooked. And that is actually, very simply, sensor cleaning kits. Now, if you haven't ever cleaned your camera sensor before, it can probably be pretty daunting, but everybody needs to be able to clean their sensors. If you've ever taken photos and you kind of see these big blotchy circles in your photos, these random dark spots, that means that there's a speck of dust or dirt on your camera sensor. The last thing you want to do is take like a cloth or something to try and clean it. But cleaning a sensor is actually incredibly simple. I'm going to show you how to do it with my Nikon ZF here. The first thing that you're going to need to do is just to be able to remove any dust that might be on the sensor, typically with something like this, a little rocket blower. This just blows all the dust away from your sensor that is loose. It's not going to get everything, but it'll get all of the loose stuff. And as you can see here, I do have a speck right on my sensor. Now, if you don't have a rocket blower, or if you buy this set, so this is by K&F, this is one of their cleaning kits. It does not come with a rocket blower, but you can get kits online that come with everything that you might need. The most important thing for you to do is to make sure that you get the sensor cleaning swab that matches the size of the sensor of your camera. So, very simply, full frame, APS-C, micro four thirds, medium format, stuff like that. Just know whatever type of camera you have, whatever size of sensor that has, make sure that you get the cleaning kit for that size of sensor. This set by K&F is really nice because it's got all of the instructions on the back of how to clean your sensor. So as you can see on the instructions, all you have to do is blow away any of the dust. You take the liquid that comes with the cleaning kit, the sensors and stuff like that, and you put 1 or 2 drops on one of these swabs, and you're just going to swipe back and forth very simply 1 or 2 times, and you're done. Now, another step that you can take is to grab another swab and leave that one dry and wipe it off, and do that again, just to get make sure that you've got a nice extra clean sensor there. But it is incredibly simple, and it is a huge headache reliever, because if you have a dirty sensor and you go and you take lots of photos, it's very, very, very difficult to remove those little spots and specks, and it's just good for the sensor to not have any dust on there. Now, cleaning kits have like a variety of price points, so I'm going to leave a couple of options down in the description, and you can pick up whichever one you want. But again, do just make sure whenever you're going to check out, make sure that the one that you decide to purchase is compatible with the size of sensor that you have for your camera. Next up, let's talk about this little fan. Lanzi. This is like a universal, or it's supposed to be universal, fan that can attach to the back of your camera. So if you have a camera that is prone to overheating, if you have a hybrid style camera and you're trying to do like, long form video takes, chances are that you've probably run into some overheating problems. So for example, this is Sony a6700 that I have here. This is known for overheating a little bit. So to test out to see if this thing actually works, I took the camera and I put it into 4K 120, which is the sort of highest and fastest frame rates that this camera can capture. And I hit record, and just to see how long it would last. I got a 13-minute recording at the end, so 13 minutes, and that was with the camera just on its own, battery inside, all that kind of stuff, no cage or anything like that attached. 13 minutes, which is not a huge amount of time, but in saying that, it was 4K 120, and who on earth is getting 4K 120 recordings of 13 minutes in length? No idea, but if that's you, do what you will. I don't know why you need that, but there you are. Then I basically let the camera cool off for a couple of hours. I then took the fan and I attached it to the camera, and I hit record with the fan turned on, and I got 28 minutes of record time. So more than doubled my time there. Again, who on earth is using 28 minutes of 4K 120 frames per second? So this does a fantastic job. Now, this little fan will not work with every single camera out there. The way that it works is quite specific. So it's got this spring-loaded mounting system. So your monitor needs to have a fully sunken section here. So as you can see, it needs to spring in like that. Now, if your camera is flat here, there's no sort of indent for the monitor to sit into. Kind of like the Lumix S9 is like that, but the majority of cameras, this will work just fine. You go ahead and you just mount that inside here, and it sticks in there, and it stays on there really well. Like, that's not coming off. It locks in really good. And then you just hold that button and it turns on. And it's got 3 speeds. It's got off, 1, and 2. Now, the fan is not silent. You can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it, so I've got it turned on to level 2. I don't think you're going to be able to hear that on the microphone. If I hold it right up here, Obviously that's me holding it right up to the microphone, which you're never going to do, but it isn't completely silent, so just be aware of that. But it does work. So if you need to more than double your record times of your camera, this is a great little buy. Now the fan itself only comes in at $39, which I think is a great deal. There's a lot of other fans out there that are a whole lot more expensive, and this one clearly just works. Now one thing obviously to be aware of, once the fan is attached, you cannot close your camera monitor. So do be very careful. Don't try and slam your monitor shut. Just make sure that you're aware that that little spot is occupied. Number 3 on this list is a specific camera handle. And I know that sounds weird, but I want to talk about this handle real quick. This is a handle by Fallcam, and first off, it is beautiful. It is a really nicely designed wooden handle. It's got this nice sort of gray wood sort of stain. I don't actually know if it is real wood or not, but it feels really good in the hands, and it uses the F22 quick release system. Now I've talked about the F38 quick release system before, which is what I use on all of my cameras to mount and dismount them from tripods, from monopods, stands, all that kind of stuff. This is the F22, which is a lot smaller, but if you have any of their cages, so if you have a camera and you were looking at buying a cage, if you buy one of their cages, they are covered with these little F22 plates. You can take these little handles and it just clips on. This is one of my favorite things, because if you are building a camera rig, if you've ever built a camera rig, one of the things that is kind of like a must-have for me when it comes to rigging on my camera is the ability to quickly attach and detach parts, right? Because sometimes you want to have a big rig, sometimes you don't. So it's really nice to be able to take it apart really quickly. And this little F22 system is so fast. Like it just pops on in seconds, and it just works super well. Now, the other thing I love about this is just with these 2 screws here, you can remove this whole mounting system, flip it around, and you can then attach it onto the other side of your camera. So if you want a right hand handle, you can attach it like this. If you want a left-handed handle, just attach it like that, and you're good to go. Really, really nice. And you can adjust the height on everything. And it's also got the F22 built on the top. So if you want to attach a microphone or a top handle or anything, you can just stack loads of these. Now, Fallcam sent me this like, gosh, it must have been like a year and a half ago. They sent me one of these. And for some bizarre reason, unbeknownst to me, 2 more of them showed up in the mail the other day. So I'm going to give those 2 away because I don't need 3 handles. So I'm going to give those 2 away to one of you guys. So if you'd like to join me on my live stream on August 9th, 2025, obviously when this has come out, you can join me and we'll do a little giveaway on that live stream for 2 of these handles. So if you want one of those, come along on the live stream and I'll give them out to you. Another great thing about this is this handle actually comes with an F22 plate. So even if you don't have a Fallcam cage, you can still use this handle. You just attach the plate onto whatever cage that you have, pop on and off, super quick and easy, and you're ready to go. Now this handle is $52.08 right now, but there is a 5% coupon at the moment. So on Amazon page, if you just click for the 5% coupon, as long as that's still there, brings it to just under $50, which is great. Number 4 on this list might seem strange, but it is a HDMI adapter. That is it. I know it doesn't sound exciting, but if you have any camera, whether you have like the Lumix S9, Fujifilm X-M5, any of the Sony cameras, other than some of their full frame offerings, that have micro HDMI, you'll know that micro HDMI ports are prone to breaking, and it can be a real problem. If you ever want to use your camera for streaming and you can't do USB-C, but you want to like run it in for a higher quality video, or you maybe want to attach a monitor onto your camera, not having full-size HDMI can be really annoying because these tiny little ports are prone to breaking. But what I love here is this little SmallRig adapter. And what this does, you basically takes the micro HDMI side of the cable, you plug it into your camera, and then it converts it into a female full-size HDMI port. So basically just full-size HDMI, and what you can then do is you can bolt this onto your camera, which is a really secure connection. You basically no longer need to worry about the HDMI cable that runs to your monitor, anything catching it or snagging it and pulling it out of the camera, because all of the tension is going to be put onto this adapter instead of the tiny little piece that is going into the camera. So if the HDMI cable does get snagged or anything gets pulled, you don't need to worry, because the adapter is going to take the bulk of that pressure and that weight, and your little micro HDMI port is going to be left okay. And the great thing about that is also a lot of cages come with HDMI clamps. So if you pair those up, you're never going to have a problem with your micro HDMI port, which is fantastic. So for me, this is a bit of a must. Anytime that I'm building a rig, and I have a camera that has micro HDMI, I'm putting this on there. Just gives you a little bit of peace of mind. It's a lot easier to work with. Now, another great thing about this HDMI adapter is that it's only $10. So To protect your HDMI port, and meaning that you can save a vital part of your camera for just $10, I think it's absolutely worth it. So definitely consider picking one of those up. And lastly, I actually have something for the photographers. I know this is largely video focused. I'm a video first kind of guy. So I have a piece of equipment for photographers out there, and this one I am super excited about. And it is this camera harness. I have always wanted a dual camera harness, specifically a leather one. I've just always wanted one, but they're usually about $100 a piece. And currently this one is on Amazon for just $38, so I ordered two. One of the reasons I'm super excited about this is because tomorrow I actually have a wedding that I'm taking photos at for a buddy of mine, and I'm using two cameras. I'm using an 85mm and a 35mm on two separate camera bodies, and I hate having to like carry a bag around or all that kind of stuff. And that's where these kind of dual straps come in. It looks like I'm wearing a parachute or something. But very simply, these little straps attach to your camera body. So you can take your whatever camera you want. Let's take the Nikon ZF and the Fujifilm X-M5, two very different cameras, but that's what we got. So you can take these little sort of hoops that it comes with, attach it on to the bottom of your camera like this. And very simply, you just hook it on here, and then also comes with a little second attachment point here, which is really nice, that you attach onto your like camera strap hook on the camera. And now you've got 2 points of contact, so that's not going to fall off anywhere. Do the same thing with your second camera, and now I have both of my cameras attached on me at all times. So if I have an 85 on here and a 35 on here, I know there's no lenses on here at the moment, but hypothetically. So let's say at first you're taking some sort of close up, you've got your 85 on here and you're taking lots of photos and you're doing well. All of a sudden you need that wider angle. Well, you can set that one down, pull up this side, and you've got your wide. No, there's no EVF on this camera, but you get the point, right? So you can just kind of hot swap between these two without having to put a camera in a bag or anything like that. So for events or for weddings, this is just really handy to be able to go from one camera over to the other, super quick and easy, not have to worry about anything. And I'm super excited to use this at the wedding this weekend because I've always wanted one, and now they're actually really affordable. So $38, bargain. I love it. So pick yourself up one of these. And there's my list of 5 things for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are on each of these pieces in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, drop a comment, maybe even subscribe as we continue to build this channel. I appreciate all of you for doing so, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.